Hello. So in this video, we are going to solve one Python problem where we are going to find an equilibrium index in Python in array. So let's read the problem statement here first. Write a program that takes two lines of input, where in the first input we are going to take the length of an array which will be stored in n, and the second input is going to be the array which we are going to take by the user, the array of n integers entered on single line with elements separated by spaces. So the program should find the first equilibrium index of array. What is an equilibrium? An equilibrium index is one where the sum of all elements to its left is equal to the sum of all elements to its right. So basically, we need to find one equilibrium where its uh, elements, right, right elements are summing, which equals to the uh, left elements of that index is equal to the right index. So print indexes of equilibrium element. If no such index exists, print 1. So we need to print that equilibrium index where it's left right elements of sum which equals to the left left sum of the elements, that we need to print the index. If that such index does not exist in that array, so we simply need to print out minus 1. So let's begin with the input. First we will take the length of an array and the second one we are going to take the array now. So the first step will be our find out the total. Sorry, here we need to put the split method in the input, so it will be stored in that array. So for the first step we are going to take print find out the total sum total sum of array. So let's run a loop where we are going to find out the total sum of array. Let's assume that total sum is 0 here. Now we'll run the loop till I is less than n. N is our length of array which we are taking in the first input. So I should run till the length less than the length. So we just need to add all the elements here in this total sum of a index of I, and then we will increase our I so let's check here what will be our total sum. suppose I put here the length of array 4 and wait a minute. Okay, so here we put the wrong typo here, so I just corrected that. Suppose we are going to take 5 length of an array and the elements of an arrays are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Suppose now I want to print this number. I'm not printing it here. I'll print here as total sum. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, so we are getting our total sum 15. So now let's remove this. Now we'll go to the step 2 where we are initializing left sum 0 and we want to run the next loop, so again we have to initialize I as 0. We'll run this loop I till array dot length, which is rn, so I'm going to use this number again. Then here in Python we don't use let const word, so we just can define variable anywhere. So I'm going to define my right sum, which is going to be total sum minus left sum minus array of index I. What is the mean of this line? So in this line, what we are doing, we have added all the total elements and we have stored it in total sum. And with that, we are going to minus the left sum and our index of I. So let's see how it's working. Now if we are storing our variable, our the sum of right sum. So we have both the numbers, left sum and right sum. What we are going to do, we need to compare with them that if it is correct, means if it is equal, what should we print it? Obviously that index of I, print I, that index we need to print. One more thing we have to put here, if we just found that index, then it should be true. So here first I'm initializing as false, and if we found it here, so we will initialize it again as true. It will all make sense in the later part. Just wait and watch. So if we found, then we are going to initialize found as true, and then we'll do increment in I as I plus 1. Before that, one more step I forgot here, that left sum, in this left sum we should add the index of I. So what we are doing here, we are also summing up left sum and also finding out the right sum here. So in this whole code we are going to find out both the sums together and then comparing it, and if we are found it, then we will just print it out, that index. So if we are just going to store that in element and increase the array. So this was the only thing we need to do. Now what found will do here? If found equal to true, let if found equal to true, so it false. If it is still false, because in this loop we are checking if it is found, then we are setting that as true. If it will not go here in this f part, that none in this array, none of the indexes are like that its left indexes sum and the right indexes sums are equal. So what we are going to do, we are going to print minus 1. That's it. So let's check. So let's check out. Before proceeding, we also need to do one thing here, that if we found that index, we just need to break that. So it will not check again and again. We just want one index. And of course, there will be only one index which meets out all the requirements. So let's check. We will put same as uh, 5. I want to give 5 as length of array, and our input should be like 1 3 5 3 1. So let's check if it is. So in this, so this is the input I'm going to put here. This will be the input. The 5 is the length of array, and 1 3 5 3 1 is the array. So what is happening here? We clearly can see that in the middle we have 5, and its left side it has 3 and 1, and also it has in the right side it has 3 1. So clearly the 5 will be the equilibrium index, where in the left side 3 plus 1 is 4, and also the right side which will become 3 plus 1 which will 4. So 4 plus 4, so 4 is equal, so 5 will be printed out. Let's see if this answer comes. Yes. So 5 comes in the second index, 0 1 2. So 5 is on 0 index, so our output will be 2. We just need to put the equilibrium numbers index, equilibrium which is 2 of this question. So you can also check by yourself and find out the answer by yourself. You can also use multiple inputs here, but this was the easiest way which I explained here. break down the problems, and those who are beginner in the logical questions. So it will be very helpful for them. Thank you.